The William Barron Show is brought to you by iTunes and Fiverr.com. Make sure to find us on Twitter and Instagram at The WB Show. Or visit thewbshow.com. Download the William Barron Show app from the Apple, Android and Google Play stores. And connect with the panel by using hashtag The WB Show. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I'm feeling like a winner. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah.
It's like 90s hip-hop. I love it.
Yeah.
Coming to you like this. I got money in my pocket.
Speaking of 90s hip-hop, what do you think of Missy Elliott in the halftime show?
I liked it. He hated it.
We hated it too.
I liked
Get to
it.
that. Apparently, she stole the show.
We'll get to
I
that.
don't know
We'll
about
get
that.
to
Please.
We'll get to that.
Can't wait to talk about that.
Welcome to the
I liked it.
William Barron Show in our 100th episode.
Nuh-uh.
100th
No
episode
way!
Really?
tonight. Yeah.
Happy
One-
birthday.
100
WBS.
episodes.
You didn't even tell me.
No. I didn't really know until like 3 hours ago.
The William Barron
This
Show.
is exciting.
Holy shit.
It is. We should have done
We have to
something
toast
special.
to this.
Putting
100.
Yeah, at least
Putting
we're
the-
drinking tonight
Cheers.
for once. Cheers.
Here's to
Happy
putting the
birthday.
W back in BS for 100 episodes.
Welcome you guys to the show. I am joined on the 100th episode anniversary. I guess it'd be an anniversary.
Yeah.
By Danny, Emma, and Joe.
What's up?
What's going on?
Hey.
This first segment is brought to you by Excuse Yourself Koozies, EXKOOZ Yourself Koozies. You can find them on Facebook. You can go to thewbshow.com, click on the link on to over to his Facebook page. $6 gets you a wide variety of stuff. Chris, I hope everything's great with your little baby boy. Nothing but the best. The Super Bowl just happened.
It did just happen.
What did you think
Just a couple of nights ago.
of that game?
I
Now, you're a huge...
It was a great game.
You're a
Best
reborn
game in years.
Patriots
It
fan
was a
just
great
recently
game.
in the past couple years.
Well, okay. I'm a reborn football fan, I guess is what I should
Okay,
say.
yeah.
I got away from football because I was tired of linebackers beating their wives and getting DUIs and running over people. I just got sick of all that crap.
Yet the game is so compelling, so awesome, so much fun to sit around on a Sunday for 7 hours and watch football.
I don't know about that.
Okay, yeah, I don't know about 7 hours, but what I can say is the reason that I went back to the Patriots is because they're an organization that don't allow that to happen. It just doesn't happen.
No, they
you-
hired a murderer.
But as soon
Alleged.
that was allegedly. No, he totally did it. They hired him, but as soon as they found out, they fired him. I mean, how long did it take Minnesota to fire?
Yeah.
They didn't even fire Adrian Peterson, and he beat the shit out of his kid.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson's a little different story. I mean, he's their Marshawn Lynch.
I'm
I mean, like he's the show
no.
that everyone's lining up for.
I would have quit that team as soon as they didn't fire him on the spot.
Well,
Fire
hey,
that bitch.
Those are the kind of fans that don't exist in the NFL.
We've
you know?
had
Alright.
the switch argument,
Okay.
though. I don't know.
All right. So anyway, the Super Bowl happened, and I had a question for all of you, and I'm sure Joe and we've heard the talking heads go
Mm-hmm.
over and over and over about that pass play at the end
Sure.
of the game that gave my.
I've heard
our
every
New England-
angle about it that I could possibly imagine.
I think I have a new one, but I'll get to that
Okay.
later. What did you guys think about that call? I mean, was it exciting for you guys, like to be watching the games, not having an invested interest?
It could have been the fact that it was in the latest hour of my day.
He was drunk.
I had plenty to drink.
Joe was drunk.
I was sitting with a buddy who was in the exact same boat as me. All I want is a good game. As soon as
It was a great
the
game.
Patriots couldn't do anything, we started rooting for the Patriots.
Right.
When the Seahawks were down, we were like, come on, get back in this. Let's go.
Right.
And all I wanted was excitement. And so when it was over, and I was like, oh, man, can you believe this? Tom Brady. It's all over again, buddy. Look at him. He's crying on the sidelines.
Oh, wait, he wasn't
Head in
crying.
his hands.
And then they
He was
line up
pretty
and they're
sad.
like, what is this? They're not going to run it? They're not going to fucking run. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It was like, holy shit.
It was holy shit.
Even when the Seahawks had that awesome play, like that catch. We're
That
like,
catch was ridiculous.
Yeah.
and then
Right.
they turn around and don't run. It was like, this
What
is
the
the
fuck?
best Super Bowl I've ever seen.
It was so good.
It was me and Danielle. We were jumping up and down so much that she actually fell over, and I just laid on top of her and dry humped, like as a celebration move.
He really did do that. That was his celebration.
While both of us
dance.
were going, "Oh my god!"
He dry fucked me on our living room floor.
It was
Did happen.
it was interesting.
That was his celebration dance.
Now getting back to that call,
I didn't really know if I fell over, but we can say
or
that.
maybe I pushed you over aggressively. I don't know.
It was awesome.
Getting back to that call of Marshawn Lynch, everybody says, and Emma, you and I have talked about Marshawn Lynch at length,
We have.
and how we both disagree with Joe's standpoint on him, and Danielle's coming around a little bit on the knowledge of what he does, like grab his crotch
Yeah, I
and then
watched
shake
a
all of his
lot of
teammates'
Marsh-
hands.
Yeah, I watched
That's
a
kinda
lot of
gross.
Marshawn Lynch this week. William made me.
It's kind of funny.
I am on
That's
par
so
with the
gross.
Marshawn
Like
Lynch.
grab your junk and then shake all of your teammates' hand with said hand.
I
Show
will
you
say
with
also
respect.
during the game, every time Marshawn Lynch did anything remotely good, William grabbed his junk and shook both my hands. Every single
I
time.
have to.
With his jump.
Now. We did have kids at home. They went to bed before the end of the game, just so everybody
Before the dry humping on the floor.
They weren't watching us do this.
Okay.
But here's my thought process from being Pete Carroll. I had heard the argument that Pete Carroll is such a Russell Wilson fan that he wanted Russell to have the spotlight, wanted to win the MVP. You know, if they give it to Lynch and he runs it in, he gets the MVP.
Right.
He's such a fan of Russell Wilson as opposed to Marshawn Lynch. That's why he chose that play.
Ah.
I haven't not heard anybody take this stance on it. What would Marshawn Lynch do in the end zone while America is watching if he ran in the winning touchdown? If on a random game in week 13 against the Arizona Cardinals, he has to do the jump crotch grab and then stand up and pretend to fuck the football, what do you think that he has in mind
I
for
don't
the
know.
Super Bowl winning dance or grab or whatever?
Now, what's the penalty, though, for the unsportsmanlike conduct?
At that point, after he scores, it's like a 15-yard penalty, and there's like
Yeah, they
17
got a couple
seconds
of
left.
those.
See, then
It
now
That's
you're giving
fine.
Tom Brady a
matter.
lot of time.
That-
Well, that's
he didn't
true.
have any timeouts. That's not what I'm saying. I don't think that I don't think that the Seahawks, that Pete Carroll, wanted to be on SportsCenter for the next 2 weeks with Marshawn Lynch fucking the field goal post.
I don't buy that.
I thought it had more to do with the Patriots' defense and their coverage. I thought that's why they opted
So
for the
you,
throw.
oh okay.
They were so
they were goal line.
close.
They were in a goal line defense.
They were a hair away from getting that ball
Yeah.
across the line.
Everyone in the world says run Marshawn Lynch 3 times in a row.
Run anyone.
Right.
And
Wilson, run it. I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
there-
anyone
there
could have
were
made
1,000
it
better
across.
plays. I'm not a-
quarterback sneak. And then, yeah, if the whole world is sitting there thinking run it, and then they pass it, then obviously you feel like you're opening up your chances better because they're all just going to rush the middle, and now you got. But they threw it right down the middle. It's been talked to death.
Right.
It was a stupid. I mean, it'll haunt him for the rest of his life
I-
that he allowed that to happen.
I just think a lot more of it has to do with Pete Carroll knowing Marshawn Lynch and his personality and what he would do with his end zone dance.
No.
I don't think
I would
Carroll
be
think-
ashamed.
I don't think he's
I would be
thinking of that.
ashamed. I would be. I would
If he
be
was
ashamed if I won the Super Bowl, calling a play for my running back to go into the end zone and then dry hump the football on in the end zone.
Which is
Why
you
would
did
it have
to your
to be
wife.
Lynch? It could
What's
have
it?
been anyone else.
It could have.
No.
Yeah, but nobody
no.
else on that team does that
Nobody.
sort of thing.
No, you.
Don't
That's
you
your
Richard
think-
guy.
Sherman,
don't you-
maybe.
That's your guy.
Don't you think if Pete Carroll had such a problem with it, though, he would have put a stop to it
That's why I
earlier,
think
way
No.
earlier in the year?
See,
Yeah.
this is the guy that got you there the first time, or helped. Your defense
helped,
did.
yeah.
And then this is the guy that's gotten you there this time too. He's part of the solution of why you're so successful, and you're not going to sit there and go.
You don't hinder what he
I
does
don't-
for 15
I don't want to
yards.
celebrate his glory. No, I don't
I
think that.
would.
I think he was trying to out coach the Patriots, and it blew up. It just didn't work.
Okay.
I
mean, I get it.
I think it was a
Disagree with
big.
that.
He
I-
overthought it, and I'm sure he's like, oh, fuck me.
I expected it to work. I looked at Bill, and I was like,
Yeah.
this sucks.
We were already like
We're
talking
over.
ourselves.
It's over.
it.
You need to know that.
Like,
yeah.
I don't want you pissed off and drunk all night.
Everybody-
Please don't be.
It's fine.
Nobody
Please don't be mad
Nobody
all
was
night.
sitting there going, "Okay, come on, let's make this. Let's stop it.
Stop this
Let's
on
hold
the
to a
1
field
yard
goal.
line."
Come on."
What was
Actually-
what was his name who intercepted it?
Browner, Boner,
Butler.
Butler.
He went from ruining it to
Boner.
winning. He called him
I
Boner
think
all
I
night.
called him Boner after
That's
he
what he
blew
gave
that
you.
coverage.
He was drunk,
And then he gave me a
called
boner.
him Boner all night.
And then my wife felt victim to it during the celebration.
Well, my buddy and I are sitting there, and we're like, "Don't you just let them score? I mean, don't you just let them walk in the end zone so you at least get the ball back? I mean, isn't that what you do at this point?"
That's why Belichick didn't call the timeout.
And it's unbelievable
Yeah.
that it just happened that way. I mean,
And then they started a fight. I mean,
Yeah.
come
Well, I
on.
thought that was
well, that's
that was
just.
such
classless.
That was
poor sportsmanship.
ridiculous.
I think that's worse than anything Marshawn Lynch could have done.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah.
I guess.
If you're a Steelers fan, you should be ashamed of
But
yourselves.
you're so mad at
Seahawks.
You're so
Or
mad at the thing.
Seahawks, sorry.
I don't know.
I
I was wondering where you were going with
got
that.
my S's wrong.
Well, either way, this year's commercials were unusually drab. I
They
thought.
were.
They went for the heartstrings this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you guys
Everything
have any?
was
Did you guys have
sad.
any favorites out of the sadness?
Well, my favorite wasn't during the Super Bowl. It was right before the Super Bowl started.
Okay.
It was the one. Do you remember
It's
it?
probably one that's been on TV for like 6
No, I've never seen it. It was Mountain Dew or some kind of Mountain Dew soda, but it was the one where there's these three guys sitting
Playing
on a
video
basement
games?
couch. Yeah,
Just-
and then they start dancing.
And then the moose comes off the wall.
Yeah,
Or
the
deer.
guy in the
Yeah.
fish tank.
Yeah, that was cool.
Starts dancing. I like that.
That was cool. I like that one.
I had two favorites.
And what are they?
My first real favorite was the Ted 2 movie with
Oh, that
Tom
was-
Brady
yeah,
and the.
didn't
I actually missed the commercial.
That was hilarious.
I was making a drink.
Oh, it was
and my,
funny
and
as
someone
shit.
goes, "Oh, Ted too," and I go, "Yeah, I heard they were making that." Make my drink like that's not news. And then everyone's telling me how that was their favorite commercial.
It was.
Right.
It was mine. Second, 50 Shades of Grey. Not gonna lie, I
Oh,
love
God.
it every time it's on TV.
Wow. Joe, you going to see
2
Fifty
more
Shades?
weeks.
I know. I have no interest
T
in 50
minus 2
Shades
more weeks.
at all.
Okay. See, I don't.
I can't even.
Let's get back to that. Did you have a favorite commercial?
No.
Nothing.
I'm on a. Can we all collectively agree as society to move on from this Super Bowl commercial phenomenon? I think it's over. The whole
If there was ever indication of it, it would be this year.
Everybody's ready for these commercials. Come on. I didn't walk away from any of those in the past like 7 years that I've been like, oh man, my life's better for having seen that today.
Well, it's television. How much better
Yeah.
can your life get from any?
I don't
kind of
know. I watch a
television?
lot of TV.
You do.
I think it does make my
That's
life better.
for sure.
I'm one of the guys that looks forward to commercials. I
used to, but I've been so disappointed year after year that now, and here's the other thing: I'm trapped to my couch. The only time I can get up to go safely make a drink or
Yeah.
use the bathroom
Yeah, now you
or
can't.
grab a bite,
Yeah, you're losing
is
everything.
during the game,
right.
and that's ridiculous.
Right. I found myself doing that a couple times, pausing it, but then I was afraid to like somebody send me a text like, "Hey, nice touchdown," and be like
and
5
you're-
minutes
and you're
behind it
behind.
because I'm watching the fucking commercials.
Yeah,
What did you guys think about that? Nationwide is on your side with that little kid.
Oh, I missed a lot of them.
It's great.
I
It's
don't
this
know.
little boy. He's like standing in front of this very nice house, white picket fence and everything, and he's talking about like all of his dreams and everything that he wants to accomplish with his life. And then like he goes from astronaut to football player. Like he's talking about all of his dreams, and then he's like, "But I can't because I died." And then they show like an overflowed bathtub,
Jesus.
and then a voice comes over and it says, "Cover all of your."
My God.
Cover everything.
No.
Don't leave anything uncovered.
Even-
Nationwide is on your side.
Even your so I got my car insurance check.
Right.
I've got my boat insurance. Right.
Right.
Just bought a new motorcycle. Pretty excited about that. Check. Oh, and I also took out a double life insurance policy on my kid.
Yeah.
Like,
It was.
That sounds horrible.
It was. Yeah. You should look it up. It's,
what? I mean,
I don't
if,
want to look it up.
Oh,
if you're
it's terrible.
If your kid tragically dies, what
amount of money.
What monetary reimbursement is going to help, other than like expenses that any death would cost?
Sure.
But it's not like they were part of your income. I mean,
I don't care.
the kid's gone. That's no money's going to help you.
Yeah.